Good morning. This is the Monday morning show. Today's topic is movies so bad they crack you up. Okay, thank you for tuning in. The reason I wanted to do this topic, movies so bad they crack you up, is because there's a lot of movies out there that I find really funny and really bad. It's gonna be hard for me to not laugh when I'm doing this because I'm actually thinking about the movies as I'm doing this. But the first movie on today's agenda is Copper Mountain. I still remember the first time I got this movie. I was with my cousin. We were at a store. This was a long time ago in the 90s, and I was a big Jim Carrey fan. And so I remember, every movie Jim Carrey made, I would buy. So my cousin found this movie. It said, Jim Carrey at the top, because they were obviously, going off his fame. Jim Carrey with Alan Thicke, Copper Mountain. And then my cousin showed me the DVD. And I looked at it. It said 1996. It said some date that seemed new, but I didn't realize it was a re-release. And the actual movie was from 1983. And it was terrible, but I actually cracked up laughing watching it because it was so bad. It was funny. I think it was one of Jim Carrey's first movies. And let me just, if you haven't seen the movie, I suggest you see it. I wouldn't pay for it, but I suggest you can go online and get it somehow because this movie will crack you up. Let me just go over the basics of the movie. Once again, it's Copper Mountain, starring Jim Carrey and Alan Thicke. It's a 1983 release. It's 60 minutes of music and comedy, and there is a lot of music. We'll get into that later, but here's the basics. Two friends travel to a ski resort, with one looking to hit the slopes while the other spends time trying to pick up women. Basically, Jim Carrey, he actually plays kind of a, straight character. He's funny, but he's kind of like a serious guy. He's not cool. He has trouble getting women, and Alan Thicke, he's the playboy. Alan Thicke, Alan Thicke basically, plays himself because he's a real smooth guy. So let's look at some stuff here online. Okay. As I said, there are two friends. They travel to a ski resort. Let me tell you something I found funny. Excuse me. In the title of the movie, it says Copper Mountain, a Club Med experience. And I was kind of like, Club Med? What the hell is that? And they mention it in the movie. So I guess Club Med stands for Club Mediterranean. And I guess it's actually a real thing. It's a French corporation of vacation resorts found in many parts of the world, usually in exotic locations. Well, exotic locations, yeah, that makes sense because this Club Med is in Colorado. Real exotic, I guess. What the hell, man? I sound like I've been smoking. Alright, but the funny thing about I'll hear it in popular culture. In the 1983 film Copper Mountain, a Club Med experience, it is a quasi-commercial for the now closed Club Med Village in the ski resort at Copper Mountain in Colorado. So basically, this is a cheesy movie, which was basically trying to be a commercial for people to go to Copper Mountain Club Med experience in Colorado. I'm sorry, but this movie is not a good commercial. This movie will make you not want to go. I mean, if this was their commercial, it's no wonder why it says they're now closed. No wonder why they freaking closed, because this movie was horrible. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the movie because it cracks me up, but as like an actual commercial to get people to go, like I said, no wonder why they closed. All right, let's do something here. Let me here's a quote from the movie. Jim Carrey's character is Bobby Todd, and he's talking to a girl here. Okay, here's Bobby Todd. Remember, he's not good with the ladies, so this could get a little sketchy. Okay, here's Bobby Todd. Hi. Are you one of those pro skiers? Oh no, not me. I don't go for those. Snaps his fingers. I don't go for those tame sports. What kind of sports do you go for? Well, I tell you, I like to stand at the poolside. Oh, and I occasionally get happy feet. Oh, what do you mean? Well, I mean, when I get bored, I occasionally get Jacques Cousteau happy feet. And then he taps his feet and dances. That's one of the funny parts of the movie. I tell you what, though, it cracks me up because it's just so terrible. I mean, the punchline is him, Jim Carrey tapping his feet. Let's go to a user review. I always love these user reviews. I love like a lot of reviews on like certain things online, especially like bad. Say, like, how bored do you have to be to write a user review to a bad movie? If you write like a review to like a movie that you loved, like The Departed, I don't know, Sopranos episodes, Breaking Bad episodes. If you write like reviews or comments to that, I can see that, because if you're like, oh, that was so good, I gotta write about it, maybe. But I'd like to meet this guy. Who is this guy that's writing a review for the movie Copper Mountain? Maybe it was me. It was probably me when I was drunk. But all right. 2002, November 2002. So this is a late review. So this guy probably bought the movie like I did, thinking, "Oh, Jim Carrey, I'm gonna buy the movie," and then turns out to be a real winner. By Vladimir in Sydney, Australia. They're watching Copper Mountain in Sydney, Australia. I wish I could find out more about this Vladimir character, because if you read a review on Copper Mountain, I gotta meet you and I gotta shake your hand. Let's read his review. Well, it's a long review. I'm not gonna read all of it. Vladimir has got a lot to say. This movie is nothing more than a pile of unconnected and hideously awful musical numbers with small bits of badly written dialogue and no plot whatsoever. It is really a boring watch, particularly with Jim Carrey playing an unfunny straight character. And let's face it, playing straight characters is hardly how he earned his fame. The only possibly endearing quality of this mindless waste of film is simply that it was Carrey's first leading role. Well, he's got a good point there. I still think it's funny that he wrote a review for this movie. So, like I said, the real funny part in this movie is that, like I said, it's only 60 minutes, right? And it starts off with Jim Carrey and Alan Thicke like trying to get girls, and like Jim Carrey strikes out all the time, and then Alan Thicke just walks up and is like, "Yo, what up, girl? I'm Alan Thicke," and they're like, "Oh," and that's how the movie goes for a lot. I'm sorry because I'm cracking. There's one part when Jim Carrey just like sees these hot girls in like a hot tub, and he just like jumps in the hot tub and just splashes, and they get all wet, and they all run away, and Jim Carrey's just standing there. Like, you gotta see this. I'm telling you, if you rent this movie, you won't be disappointed. You'll laugh, like, especially if you smoke weed. or drink or whatever the hell you do. But I don't even do anything and I crack up at the movie. I just, drink a lot of Coca-Cola. Oh, so here's the real funny part in the movie. And this had me and my friends cracking up when we watched it because it's unexpected and it's kind of unique to this movie. Some movies are musicals and they have the movie dialogue and then they'll break into like singing. They'll be like, "Jane, where'd you get that hat?" And then Jane will be like, "Why, this hat? I got the hat from the store, and the store from the wall, and the wall." And then they go back to the dialogue. In this movie, and usually the singing and the music lasts for, a few minutes or so. And it's a musical, okay? Now, this movie, it has music, but it's not a musical, because what happens is, at this Club Med, which is a cool club at this ski mountain, apparently there's, big performers coming. And I think that the performer that comes, his name is, sorry, I'm laughing thinking of the name. His name is Rompin' Rodney Thompson. I'm pretty sure that's the name. Rompin' Rodney Thompson. I think that's his name. And he's like this big country star. And he comes in and they show him setting up the equipment, which is always makes for great film. And then they show him playing. And they show some other people playing. And now this goes on for like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes of them just playing songs, and it shows people in the audience. And you can't help but laugh when you watch it because you're just like, what the heck? It turns into like a live concert, like during the middle of the movie. But now that I looked up and I found that it was kind of a quasi infomercial for the Club Med. I kind of get it now because maybe they're thinking, oh, you come here. This is a terrible, terrible commercial. They're like, okay, let's make a movie with Alan Thicke and Jim Carrey, and we'll have them picking up girls, and then we'll show Rompin' Rodney Thompson playing music, and then people will want to come because they'll be like, oh, we can pick up girls, and we can watch Rompin' Rodney Thompson live, and we can ski. We gotta go to Club Med. If I would have known about this, I probably would have went when it was open, just because it seems so terrible that it's funny. Let's read another review. Why don't we? We're all just wasting our lives. I own this movie. I own it. I want to destroy it, but I can't. I keep it as a reminder of sorts. A reminder of the consequences of corrupt filmmaking. Or perhaps a further study of the effects of watching one of the worst movies ever made. Another review. You just might lose any respect that you have for Jim Carrey if you watch this bomb. A movie that was really stretched out just to make it 60 minutes. Like I said, they play music for like 20 minutes. Here's another one. Jim Carrey doing average to poor impersonations, and Rodney Hawkins, it's Rompin' Rodney Hawkins performing entire songs on stage just to stretch the incompetent travesty of a movie. This film was a little more than a vehicle for Club Med. Okay, another one. This movie is 1 hour long. It's a live concert with bands I've never heard of. It has no point, no nothing. Jim Carrey travels with a friend to a ski event, and that's about it. I bought this movie, and I'm going to complain about the $6 I spent on it. Yeah, so if you get a chance, make sure you go online, type in Copper Mountain, and look up the reviews, because I'm telling you, they'll crack you up, because they're really funny. Like, Copper Mountain is truly a classic. This is just a Club Med infomercial. I don't know. These reviews... This movie is really awful. It has no plot whatsoever. My friend lent me this movie as he got it in the 10 movies for $10 pack, and he told me I must watch it to see how bad it is. So there's somebody else that watches the movie just to see how bad it is. And, that's why I called it, movie so bad that cracked me up, because I find I find it funny, you know, when the movies are so bad they make you laugh. You know, maybe I'm weird, but hey. And I want your opinions because this is just part one. And what I want to do is I want to make more shows, and I want to get other people's opinions of movies that are so bad that they crack you up. So shoot me an email at shoot me an email at mondaymorningshow@gmail.com. mondaymorningshow@gmail.com. Spell morning MOURNING. mondaymorningshow@gmail.com. And I'll look at your suggestions. I'll watch the movies, and hopefully they crack me up, and I can talk about them on the next show. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one that has watched some terrible movies. I actually have a few other funny movies too. I was thinking about Al Pacino because he has a lot of bad movies, and I was like, what Al Pacino movie could I pick? And then I realized, basically any Al Pacino movie after like Carlito's Way is pretty much horrible. Like, I mean, Scarface, you can't go wrong, but a lot of his other movies after that, he just turns into that guy when he's just an old guy that just starts yelling, and some of them are really, really terrible. That they're funny. So yes, email me your suggestions on movies so bad that crack you up. And any other suggestions, you can email me, or comments, feel free, and I'll get back to you. And that's going to do it for today's episode, and I'll be on next week on Monday, or whenever the hell I feel like doing the show. So thank you for listening to the Monday Morning Show. Thank you, and good night.